We are back and ready for week 6 of some NFL action. Giants at the Cowboys. I think the Giants are considered pretty bad in Madden 98, so this should be a romp once again for the Dallas Cowboys. Before I get started, though, let's back all the way out. I want to know what difficulty level this is on. Is that not an option? Rules. Skill level. I'm bumping it up to Madden. I've been romping all over the NFL. So, take it up a level in difficulty. Alright, there you have it. Week 6 of NFL action. Dallas Cowboys at the Giants. The Giants are bad. The Cowboys are playing at all Madden level for the first time in Madden 98. So we'll see if the Cowboys have enough to overcome the new rise in difficulty. Oops. I want to kick this game. Ye old Tiki Barber. That's a shame. I'm not able to do team comparisons anymore. Alright, let's resume game. Alright, to start off early, I'm just going to rush 4, drop 7, count on, I believe, Kerry Collins just not having a very accurate game. For whatever reason, Madden game system says this Giants team is very bad. Ouch. There were 3 dudes all over him. So now I'm lined up with enough cornerbacks to cover their 3 wide receivers, but unwittingly I loaded a 3 defensive linemen. Well, I'm glad there's a flag. Those guys are catching everything right now. Darren Woodson on the blitz again. Wow, I don't know how these Giants receivers keep catching these passes down the field like that. That is crazy. I clearly need to continuously drop a safety into deep coverage so I can at least try to get these deep passes down the field. I need to limit them to try to have 2-on-1 matchups, so I'm going to constantly start dropping safeties back. Hopefully I can disrupt this goal line offensive series. On first down, they went with the pass, and I was in a good defense to defend the pass, so that was fortunate. Wow, Cowboys facing some adversity. All right. I'm as committed to running the ball as ever. I want to start with the off tackle to the short sideline. On that previous play, you could see my wide receiver go from the right side of the field to the left, and he led the cornerback away from that side of the field. In this play, you can see how the cornerback does not follow the wide receiver, so you can tell the Giants are mostly in the zone defense. So they're defending the area, and so that means I'm going to bring in extra blockers rather than try to lead Giant defenders away. I don't run delays in Madden because delays are runs that look like passes, but it seems like the Madden defenders always defend as if they're just trying to get into the backfield. So, well, I mean, they are always trying to get in the backfield, but the way Madden offenses execute delays don't ever seem to work right. But the truth is, the delay was the real bread and butter of Emmitt Smith's career. They would often line up in a pro form with a normal formation, so Jay Novacek is the tight end, and they would do delays. And Daryl Johnson would lead block. Let's see here. Maybe I can do a delay out of a two-back shotgun. Here we go. Here's a draw. That's what I mean. And so Daryl Johnson would do the lead block right off the initial snap, and then Emmitt Smith would follow him on the draw. Yeah, that's actually exactly what Emmitt Smith did right there. He only gained 4 yards, but in his career, I would say that he probably ran that 30% of the time. That the Cowboys would line up with Troy Aikman threatening to pass, and instead he would hand it off, and it really wrecked a lot of defenses for a long time. All right, we're still down by a touchdown. Man, if running's this easy, I just got to stop them once, and I might get an avalanche of points.
And it's good.
Alright, I'm sticking with dropping a safety into zone coverage so I can try to double the deep passes. It was those deep 40-yard passes that really killed me. And so I'm going to constantly drop my free safety into deep coverage so you can hook the corners. And I do not feel threatened by their runs, especially to the outside. They have negative yardage on runs to the outside. Jet blitz, which again will drop my free safety back, but this time will blitz an outside linebacker. And I'm running outlaw, which is a man defense across the board except for the safety is playing single high safety. They ran it and it worked. Oh no. Thank you, someone caught that guy. I am surprised that that happened because I was actually in a pretty reliable run defense. Man, Darren Woodson blitzing is actually really a tremendous asset so far in this game. And in other games, I think he leads my team in sacks. Alright, so this one will have Darren Woodson drop back into single high safety from the strong safety position. My team on defense is struggling to respond to the increase in difficulty, I believe. See, despite the fact that I was in a bad defensive scheme to start off, I still had a size advantage. I'm not sure what broken means as an offensive scheme. Alright, I have a safety that's going to drop back, but I want to drop him shallower. Oh, come on. I had so many people converge on that guy. This is a crock. F you, Giants. Well, despite the fact that it's a 2-minute warning very soon, I am still committed to running the ball. You can do that in video game football. When you feel like you need yardage fast and you're going to run the ball, it may be time to call a counter. I want to do a counter to the right side of the field, so I'll have more yardage, more space on the right side to work with. Uh-oh, Giants blitz right into it. I'm not in a favorable position right now. Thank you, Michael Irvin. Gotta be kidding me. You can't hold in the 2-minute drill. So that was a play about some good fortune, actually. I can't take credit for that. That was all Michael Irvin fighting for the ball. A little bit of timing on my part. I don't know what it is that makes guys like Michael Irvin special, but it's so foolhardy to get away from them on those high pressure plays. Oh, I was lucky that wasn't intercepted. If I had lobbed it instead of drilled it, though, I think I would have had a touchdown. I'll just take the penalty in case I need my timeout for whatever reason. Alright, I know what play I'm doing. They're going to clearly drop into a zone. That was never, they were never going to cover Michael Irvin that entire play. I thought they would drop deep zones, but they dropped shallow goal line zones. So even though it was like 2nd and 9, I had 9 yards of passing space to work with. That was like a bad defensive play call on the Giants' part. Bad enough to like get a defensive coordinator fired, to be honest. I mean, obviously when I'm a player, I give myself leeway for making mistakes like that, but as a critical observer, if I was writing an editorial, I would lambaste the coaches for totally sabotaging the players on a play call like that. My Giants have had so much success on offense that it covers up for their weakness from their defensive play calling standpoint. Alright, I am taking a safety manually, making this guy go deep even though he's a blitzer. Monty Toomer. That guy. This is a lot of man coverage with one safety in zone and doubling the wideouts. Oh, come on. Do I not have a talented secondary? That was ridiculous. I don't know that I have enough time to score. The Giants did it in 2 plays. Maybe it's the Cowboys coaching staff that needs to be fired. Defensive coordinator over there doesn't know shit about what he's doing. I mean, when you look at that reception, it was a one-on-one matchup deep. When I was intending to drop as many safeties back as I could. So clearly, as a coach, I am to blame for some of that. Alright, so now we're going to try to get it to the end zone. That ain't gonna work. Cowboys, for the first time, go into halftime down. I would say the story of the game is the Giants passing at will, 50 yards at a time. 7 of 9 passing for 77%, 159 yards. Cowboys have 73 yards rushing, so that is in line with their targets. But the Cowboys can't tighten down on pass coverage in this game, is just going to go for the Giants, and the Cowboys will suffer their first loss. Welcome to the all Madden level, I guess. All right. Now it's time to do what I have at least enjoyed some success doing so far. Hopefully, I'll knock on wood. My running backs keep this ship going. It's first down, often a down and distance I run in. Let's see if I can hit them, get them in a run defense when I come out and throw the ball like crazy. Man, those passes are getting harder and harder to throw. The Giants' coverage gets tighter and tighter. It's the second half, so I feel more leeway calling my counters. My offensive line pancaked like 3 or 4 giant defensive linemen, which is what made that a 13-yard run instead of like a 4-yard run. I haven't called a wham all game. It's kind of crazy. No, Emmett. Oh, Emmett, go! Wow, I thought Emmett was running backwards, going to get taken behind the line of scrimmage, losing yardage. He turns it into a touchdown.
And it's good.
All right, we pitched our first shutout last week. Surely we can capture some of that mojo and at least stop them for a drive in the second half. Giants haven't had to punt yet. All right, here's the plan. Rush 4, drop 8, not many blitzes. Gonna drop people deep, try to stop these deep passes that are killing me in the first half. If I'm lucky, the Giants' own play calling may sabotage them. If they get away from calling cover 3. Normally I don't send this many blitzers, but cover 3 does have a good assortment of deep options. And I could change it up with a blitz. Wow, once again, I gave up a deep pass. Yeah, this team is so good at deep passes. I'm going to go with 2nd and 9 rather than 1st and 20. I mean, the average pass completion is like for 30 yards against me right now. So their average, so I just want to cut down their down and distances. Alright, this has my cornerbacks dropping pretty deep. Deion Sanders, Kevin Smith, you guys have a lot of talent. I expect a lot out of you. Did not expect a run on 3rd and 9. Especially with the way they've been shredding my secondary. Alright. I believe I can go the entire game without the Giants getting the ball for more than 3 seconds at the end of the game if I can run the ball and score effectively. Pretty sure that will be my one run to Daryl Johnson this game. Go ahead and let the play clock run it down. I think it's so funny that there's plays like flea flicker, but there's not, I don't know, 5 wide receiver options. There's not any way to like throw to some of these wide receivers. I'm gonna keep running up the middle through different formations up until they really stuff me. So far, my running game is just killing the Giants. Three wide receivers. I want to do a halfback off tackle to the right hand side. So I'm making their safety travel to the left side of the field. I'm running it to the right. They have their linebackers pretty wide. Hopefully my blockers can get out ahead of me. Which they did. Daryl Johnson with the block. Almost getting too much yardage at a time. When you're having it go 13 yards, 16 yards a carry, when you are basically calling halfback wham over and over again, it's hard to stop calling halfback wham. They keep lining up in the same defense. Actually, for the first time, they've actually shifted a player into a place that could stop me with that linebacker who's right behind the defensive tackle. But unfortunately for the Giants, that meant that the linebacker got caught in the trash. So when the linebacker tried to get outside to cover Emmett, when Emmett was hitting the right side of the line of scrimmage, that linebacker got caught behind his own player, and so that actually allowed Emmett to run so effectively right there. Again, when the halfback wham is working so effectively, see, you can look at the scrimmage, you can look at how the play is drawn up. The offensive line all move straight forward, and the fullback moves straight forward. There's no pulls, there's no trickery going on. It's hard, or this has the lowest incident of being a broken play. Of almost any of the plays I'll call, this play is the least likely to turn into one where I have to like recover from a mistake. And so that's one reason I'm so into the halfback wham. Whatever formation I'm in, the halfback wham is pretty powerful. Alright, so I'm up by a touchdown, but the Giants have been a scoring machine in the first half. I have to do what I can, get my secondary back. I'll basically, I mean, I'll be dropping people deep. That's what I have to do. The only thing the Giants do that scares me is throw it 50 yards downfield. They're in 4 wide receiver formation, so I already have to respond with something like a prevent. And see, I'm not joking when I'm saying I'm lining guys up deep. I normally wouldn't opt for such a deep formation as the prevent, but I've been so vulnerable to the deep pass, and it's really been the only thing that hurts me. I just want a lot of dudes deep. So even though they're back in a, they have taken their wide receivers, some of them off the field, I'm still going to call a defense that has a lot of my secondary back deep. Some blitzers this time, though. Maybe the blitzers made that happen. Someone on Dallas' side catch that ball. Oh, you were so close, Kevin Smith, to making that a touchdown. So the Giants had too many timeouts. Often in a situation like this, I would take knees. But since the Giants have all their timeouts, picking the knees isn't going to help. Well, this ended up being a huge game for Emmitt Smith. Many, many touchdowns. I wish I had scored that touchdown on defense. I don't get a whole lot of turnovers. And those sort of like touchdown on defense stats are the kind of funny things to look back at and reminisce about years later. But instead, that's just going to be another Emmitt Smith touchdown. Alright, so they're in a normal again. Again, I'm gonna run that same play that just wrecked him last time. Crash. Either way, what it has is 3 of my better secondary players drop back into zone coverage. And so those 3 guys combined somehow come up with interceptions. That's what happened last play at any rate. You see, even on that play, you could see how the safety was able to make a path over to, I'm going to run 4 deep. It's going to have my defensive ends drop into coverage. If no one runs near my defensive end, I'll blitz them manually. Oh, that's lame. We get the first down, huh? Oh, man. Well, I am glad I got that easy touchdown to Emmitt because it's just not hard. I mean, it's not a reliable thing that I'll be able to prevent the Giants from driving the field. Now, once again, this game is going to come down to an onside kick. It's not going to come down to the onside kick. I'm still up by a touchdown. But you know what the Giants are going to do. Hasn't worked yet. Just catch the ball and go down. Alright, now it really is Emmitt Smith time. We're going to end this game with my first halfback toss to the left all game. I'll even line up a wide receiver over here. Alright, I talk about how the counterplay is a trick play because it has the running back deceptively step to the left before he steps to the right, but this can lead to mistakes because you can run into your quarterback or something. I'm going to run it anyway because I think the Giants are totally going to fall for it. What do you think I'm going to do? They're not in a good defense. I thought they would line up in goal line, anticipating me lining up in goal line, but they did not. And now I can line up in my favorite formation, the victory formation. My first victory at all Madden level. If there's something I learned, I have got to figure out what is up with my pass defense. These 50-yard chunks of yardage at a time were the only thing that wounded me in this game, and it actually made it a pretty competitive game. I like to be out on the field for the end of the game, so let's do it. A fierce game. Cowboys were down 14-21 going into half, but then scored 3 fast touchdowns to take the lead and keep it. It's unusual. I mean, I ran the ball with a great deal of success, 200 yards rushing. It's unusual that I didn't have so much time of possession despite that. Because I was getting 16 yards a carry, I think I'll have to go check that. 1 third down conversion all game for Dallas, and I got it. I barely faced a second down. Five of 7, 108 yards for Troy. I'm not sure who Dan Brown. I don't remember him. 257 yards though. 3 touchdowns and interception. That's a great game in Madden standards. R. Hampton, 850, 6.2. Emmitt Smith, 21 attempts, 198 yards, 9.4 average. What a game from Emmitt. I thought Moose Johnson had a carry. I'm surprised he's not attributed to carry. Did they call that a pass? Michael Irvin, 4 receptions, 111 yards, long 41 and a touchdown. There you go, Michael Irvin. Yeah, so Moose Johnson, I thought he had a carry, but instead they actually called that a pass. Alright, one last thing. 4 touchdowns for Emmitt Smith. Now that's a Hall of Fame game. And honestly, this is a Hall of Fame season for him. Let's wrap up Week 6. Cowboys stymie the Bills. The Cowboys stymie the Giants. Around the league, the scores look pretty similar. Ravens can't score touchdowns. Kind of like real life back in 2000. Alright, after that tremendous success, let's go look at our season stats. Let's see where Emmett is on the rushing ranks. Well, let's just see pass completion, pass attempt. Let's see passing rushing yards. I'm not even in the top. return yards. Maybe that's what that is. No? I lead the league in rushing touchdowns. Somehow the Cowboys only have 806 rushing yards. Oh well. Alright, well that's it for week 6. Week 7, let's see our matchup. Cowboys, Redskins. Most famous rivalry in football. Should be a good matchup. Until next week, see you then.